Another thing that you might find interesting, because apparently that's the way I open with my statement. If you ever notice the government, which is being supported by our religion and whatnot, is responsible for monitoring us and controlling and all this other shit, and enforcing stuff like police, the military, state patrol, national resources, all this other stuff. But it's not to say that they actually have your interest in mind, because you see people in the hospital who've been diagnosed with cancer from 5G or from the radiation that comes from their computers, from the water, from poison that they put up in the food, and the shit that ends up in the animals. So this whole system is rigged, in my opinion, the way I'm looking at it, so that a dollar can be made. From your birth to your death, everything's monetized. You're basically a walking investment, so that you can actually be turned into some sort of monetized thing. Slaves were the same thing. They considered them cattle. And to be honest with you, that's probably one of the great sins, because Israel was also the same way. They had slaves, and the Israelites were marrying the Romans in order to escape the poverty they had and all this other shit. And they actually considered it a blessing in a way. But now you have blacks, Mexicans, whatever, and apparently whites are supposed to be the most prevalent, because they're about 60% of the population in America. And me talking about it makes me sound like a terrorist or whatever, but who cares? I mean, I'm supposed to be concerned about everybody's fucking feelings, but I can't be concerned about the truth. And if, say for example, the inner city, which is poor, doesn't have a lot of resources, but there's tons of resources over here in faggot San Francisco, California, that actually says a lot to me. So I'm not sure how to put it, but I kind of think that this whole thing is rigged for failure. And also maybe even to slap you in the face and get you pissed off, so that you'll be an easy target once you get pissed off. Because if you believe in anything, once you believe in it, the fact that you love your children, Jesus is supposed to be the one who actually causes the mother and daughter to get into conflict, the father and son. You have no idea how fucking complicated they can be after you don't give a fuck about mother and father and daughter and son. You could actually make grandpa, niece, auntie, all of them just fucking war with each other. But this has always been the case, that people have odds. So I don't know if he's actually doing the shit or if he's actually pretending to do the shit, but it seems to me that there's a whole bunch of confusion, and within that confusion there's a lot of fear, and with that fear, money can be made, and that's a lucrative fucking way to if you trust the government, if you trust the people around you, to make a dollar. You know, if you believe in COVID, you'll go get the vaccine. And if they want to do the eugenics projects on you, and it could be extremely specific where you actually get it instead of everybody else. You actually get the sterilization instead of everybody else. So it's a whole bunch of like interesting complications that are all supposed to increase your faith, or make you more confused, or be the wrath of God, or be justice in somehow. Because if you really look at it, you watch George Floyd get killed, and the justice is that the cop that killed him is in jail for 22 years. Now he's not dying. He can get out, and he got $1 million. So somehow when he get out, he's wealthy and he can retire until he's dead. But the man who actually died and pissed all over the floor crying out for his mom is humiliated. And what are you gonna do about it? But God's smiling down on him because he has a mural made for him. That's justice, right? Some interesting shit. This is our society. This is actually the way we think. To collectively, I think we can get above this, but who knows? It's too complicated.